Star Citizen Alpha 3.15 has been confirmed to be getting a database wipe or full reset. So this is reputation, Alpha UEC, items, and ships earned in-game, all getting wiped in that 3.15 patch. Cloud Imperium put up a post. Currency hotfix and upcoming wipes. That's right, the time has finally come. Back when we introduced long-term persistence in Alpha 3.8.2, we communicated that database wipes would happen, potentially even on a quarterly basis. Fortunately though, we've not had to do a full wipe even once in the last 18 months, until now. So let's talk about what this means, why it's important, and how often you can expect wipes in the future. As of 3.15, long-term persistence LTP is broken up into 3 distinct parts: items, wallets, Alpha UEC, and reputation. Going forward, we'll be able to wipe specific parts of LTP individually as needed. For example, wiping reputation while leaving wallet and items intact. This level of flexibility will allow us to do necessary wipes while minimizing the impact on the community. With this update, all 3 pillars of data will be wiped, which actually has quite a few benefits. First, reputation has undergone its first tuning pass since its launch in Alpha 3.13, which will necessitate progress being wiped in order to be implemented. Second, there's a few account-related issues and bugs that some players have been unable to resolve with character resets or workarounds, and this wipe will assist in remedying those issues. Third, and most important of all, players have been accumulating wealth in the persistent universe with no economic sinks to balance it. While selling and other sinks are being developed, it's extremely helpful for designers to have additional data on how players acquire and spend money. Putting players at a level playing field would provide this data, and this will be exceedingly important as Death of a Spaceman, full persistence, server meshing, and other key pillar technologies come online. As those milestones approach, you can expect additional wipes as necessary, mostly for similar reasoning as listed above. The primary reason for the wipe, however, is the incoming changes to how items and inventory work in Star Citizen. The entire system for items has been reworked from the ground up as we make a large step forward to a fully physicalized universe. Of course, in the event of any LTP wipe, all of your account attributed items, purchases, subscriber flare, rewards, etc. are safe. Lastly, we know many of you dedicated yourself to the CDF, the Civilian Defense Force, to help defend Stanton in the recent Xenothreat attacks. We're also aware that many of you took full advantage of this heroic and lucrative opportunity, and don't want to feel that it was for naught. For this reason, we're currently exploring the feasibility of awarding Alpha UEC post-wipe to those who participated in the event. Stay tuned for more details on that front, and we'll see you in the verse. So yes, we're getting an almost full wipe in Alpha 3.15, and there's very little you can do to prepare ahead of time for it. You will retain any ships and vehicles bought with real money or obtained as part of promotions that are on your account. Things that are physically on your account when you go into the RSI website hangar. That should persist between the wipe. You will have a small amount of starting Alpha UEC and potentially some UEC that's on your account or from packages added to when you start. It looks like we might get the money earned from Xenothreat as well, but I'm not sure if it's going to be the exact money that we earn from it, or just everyone will get a token sum for participating in Xenothreat, which seems more likely to me. The armor award for Xenothreat is going to be added to your account, so you'll keep that post-wipe, so you don't have to worry about that. This is going to make things interesting when 3.15 goes live though. Players will have to grind up to get ships, credits, and merits again, and reputation. So sort of bear that in mind. Merits are a big thing that at the moment people have a huge amount of, and they can just trade them between people and get out of prison immediately. So that's not going to be the case, at least immediately this time. It's going to take time for people to get those merits back up. But changes to medical gameplay and inventory are going to make players act differently too. Just as a note, I'm not your dad, but don't buy Alpha UEC off eBay, or anywhere really for that matter. This is a good example because 1, CIG can't support you if anything goes wrong with that transaction. 2, things get wiped from time to time, destroying the Alpha UEC you had bought. There's no comeback from that. That's just going to happen. 3, it's expensive typically. Play the game, earn the creds. That's my suggestion. And if you're enjoying playing the game and earning the money, then good job. and there's going to be a lot more of that to do in the future. I hope that this also sees the game in a bit more of a stable place as well. The databases had got a bit overblown and were causing some issues, and there's a lot of updates that basically they want to chuck in that they need to do the swipe to put in. And then moving over to iCache, Super Pcache, Entity Graph, whatever you want to call it, and putting steps in place for persistent streaming. You're going to see better and more efficient implementations of this tech as the patches go on, but 3.15, it sounds like it's got a lot of updates, optimizations, and fixes when it comes to that back-end tech. I do like the fact that they have separated the potential wipeable databases into 3, and that makes it more likely that progress will persist between patches, at least some of your progress. I'm really interested to see how players act when that patch goes live, because is it going to be mad, Wild West, loads of grinding, loads of people on playing, and obviously you've got the new medical mechanics, you've got the new inventory system, which is really going to affect how people play, in my opinion. Or is it going to be a little bit quiet to start with, and maybe you'll see some players later at events and stuff. It'll be interesting to see if it cuts the population a bit, because people don't want to grind back up, or if people are scrambling to grind back up to get some more stuff. In some more general hotfix news for the 3.14 live environment, there was a currency and data wallet hotfix deployed. A wallet service hotfix has been deployed to allow future Alpha UEC transactions to persist properly. Previously, some players were missing millions of Alpha UEC from their accounts after Xeno threat, but also, more recently, just playing the game, generally logging back in, trading. Boom, your money's gone. Could be millions of your Alpha UEC that you just made in that session. And yeah, for some players, this was incredibly prohibitive to play because they effectively couldn't earn money and only lose money. Cloud Imperium said, thanks to the overwhelming number of player contributions to this issue council report, you all set a record. We were able to track down the root cause of the problem and get it resolved. A hotfix was deployed yesterday afternoon to correct the issue. Going forward, transactional Alpha UEC data will log properly, resulting in your wallet maintaining expected Alpha UEC values across play sessions. Players logging back in after 11:20 PM UTC on September 13th should now see Alpha UEC values on their account that represent the most up-to-date values stored in the backend services. It's important to note that for the duration of when this bug was active, some Alpha UEC lost is unable to be recovered. We are very sorry for any frustration that may cause and are taking steps to mitigate this in the future. Boom! That's it for your wipe warning and drama and why we have wipes and hope for the wipey future. It's a necessary part of Star Citizen's development at this stage, but what do you think? Were you surprised that we had 18 months without any form of wipes? Do you think a wipe help resets the playing field and is going to make the game more interesting in the short term, and that it's important to have this sort of stuff so that the devs can get more data on the economy? Or is it sort of pointless to get more data on the economy at this stage when it's not a dynamic economy and people are still going to be acting in a slightly more odd way as everything's a bit static? Are you annoyed that your billions of Alpha UEC and merits are going to get wiped? What sort of wipe strategy do you think we're going to see in the future? Is it literally just going to be when it's needed? Or is it going to be, well, actually, we're going to wipe sometimes just to gather more data, and we might just wipe one part of the database? And do you think that them splitting it up into 3 is actually going to assist in potentially having stuff carried across, but is having these microservices just beneficial from an optimization point of view? Why would they wipe one database and not others? Maybe only for bugs. Well, that actually makes sense, I suppose. But whatever your thoughts, I'd love to hear from you in the comments below. Some people say I shill for NordVPN, but listen to some of these comments that I just made up. I've never felt the love of a woman before, but then I got NordVPN, and that didn't matter. Doctor said I'd never walk again, but then I got NordVPN. Now I've been running marathons. Also, I got robot legs around the same time. They might have helped somewhat too. I was a tone-deaf pirate, but after getting NordVPN, I'm able to play the saxophone. Go on, Zin, try and animate all of this. Click the links below to get NordVPN. It might lead you to a more fulfilling life, but more likely, it will just help protect you from the terrors of the internet. Every month we have a ship giveaway. For September, it's for another Mercury Star Runner. I love that ship. It's a great way to try a huge portion of Star Citizen's gameplay. If you want a chance of winning that, just comment on any of my videos made during the month. If you'd like to further support the channel, be sure to check out that join button underneath my videos. There's also links to my Patreon, which also helps loads as well, direct donations, and just commenting, subscribing, liking, all that sort of jazz goes a huge way to helping the channel. Thank you so much for watching, guys. You take care, and I hope to see you in the verse.